Good evening. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Istanbul for the UEFA Champions League group stage draw and awards ceremony. A special welcome as well from Reshmin and myself to all the football fans watching around the world.
Absolutely right, Pedro. Thank you very much. We are delighted to kick off a brand new season of UEFA Champions League football, the best club competition on the planet, quite simply. As always, we're joined by representatives from the 32 clubs who have qualified for this year's group stage. Welcome to all of you, and not long to go until we find out who is facing who in this year's competition.
Not long to go at all. We're excited about that. Also tonight, we'll be celebrating some of the year's outstanding performers, including, of course, awards for the men's and women's player of the year.
Well, as I'm sure you all remember, last season's finale in June saw Real Madrid crowned champions of Europe for a record 14th time after beating Liverpool in Paris. Let's take a look back now, shall we, at some of the highlights from what was another sensational UEFA Champions League campaign.
Well, the excitement building here. Don't we just love the Champions League?
Das ist ein guter Schuss.
The group stage of this season's UEFA Champions League kicks off this evening.
Sempre sonhei com isto e é o maior palco do futebol.
Pedro Gonçalves! Haller, het is toch niet te geloven. Nummer 4 voor hem.
Fútbol, muy lindo. Podemos ganar a equipos que son mejores que nosotros.
The consistency the boys showed over the last years is incredible.
Marca su fuerte gol. Marca su fuerte. Viene el remate. Gol.
We didn't give up, we keep believing, we keep fighting.
Goes for the first time. Slips it through for De Bruyne.
We know that we have to raise the level. This competition demands that.
Un groupe très fort et qu'avec l'aide de nos supporters, on peut retourner toutes les situations.
Fabinho's got some space. And he squeezes it through the legs.
It feels so special because it was so difficult for us.
The biggest club game in the world. It's Liverpool versus Real Madrid.
A un toque jugando para Fede Valverde. Ha ganado el campo. Se mete Fede Valverde, le dobla a Dani Carvajal. Va a buscar el envío desde ahí. ¡Qué bueno!
Eu sempre falo em casa, eu tenho vamos colocar aqui mais 15 anos de carreira, mais ou menos. Eu não sei quando vai ser minha próxima final, então eu tinha que desfrutar ao máximo.
Wow, what another season. proving again, best club competition on the planet, no doubt about it. I can't wait to get started.
I know, me neither. And every time you see those images, it just brings it all back and you just want to get started again. It never gets old.
Yeah, fantastic campaign, fantastic football played across the continent as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, two key players from that winning side, Real Madrid, went on to win some very special awards in recognition of their performances. Vinicius Junior was named the UEFA Champions League Young Player of the season. He scored 4 goals and added 6 assists during Madrid's successful campaign. And of course, he scored the winner in that final.
He did indeed. The UEFA Champions League Player of the Season award was picked up by Karim Benzema. Benzema was a talismanic figure in Real's charge to glory, scoring 15 goals in the competition. He netted again in the UEFA Super Cup a few weeks ago, and at the end of that match, both players received their awards.
Yeah, they did indeed. Congratulations to both Karim and to Vinicius on winning those accolades. Okay, we're going to move on to the first of the awards that we will be presenting here this evening. The President's Award goes to a former player or manager whose outstanding achievements both on and off the field have contributed to the success and development of the beautiful game. Joining us here this evening to present the award is the UEFA President, Alexander Ceferin.
President, welcome. Earlier this week, UEFA announced that you had selected Arrigo Sacchi as the winner of the UEFA President Award for 2022. Tell us why you decided to select him.
Arrigo Sacchi was a visionary, by my opinion, as a coach. His teams were attacking home and away. He was never afraid. That's why Milan back then was quite unbeatable. It was a surprise for me that a team can attack all the time, especially an Italian team. So, great respect for Mr. Sacchi. Today we had a long conversation, and he said a simple thing that tells you everything, actually. He said, I was thinking, isn't it better to attack than defend? And then he says, isn't it better to have the ball than leave the ball to the other team? So, great respect. He deserves the award.
He was a very clever man. Well, before we welcome the winner onto the stage, let's just remind ourselves how Arrigo Sacchi helped change the face of Italian and European football with his innovative approach to the beautiful game.
Calcio è una filosofia. Per me il calcio è sempre stata una filosofia. Pensavo delle cose semplici, pensavo che l'ottimismo fosse meglio che il pessimismo. Perché il calcio è armonia, il calcio è movimento. L'obiettivo era vedere una squadra che fosse dueño del pallone, padrone del pallone, una squadra che vincesse con merito, dove la bellezza, le emozioni, lo spettacolo, il divertimento, la gioia dovevano essere degli elementi imprescindibili. Io quando andai via dal Milan, dopo 4 anni, dissi, adesso siete tutti professori, continuerete a vincere, ma non giocherete più così. L'UEFA mi ha messo nei 10 allenatori che hanno contribuito all'evoluzione del calcio. E gli sono grato perché mi sembrava di fare delle cose normali, devo dire.
And now, please welcome on stage the President's Award winner for 2022, Arrigo Sacchi.
Thank you very much.
Arrigo, grande piacere. Benvenuto.
Grazie.
Okay, È vero che non parlo italiano, però andiamo. Congratulazioni per questo riconoscimento. Cosa prova al riceverlo?
Una grande emozione, non ci pensavo. Devo ringraziare chi mi ha dato questo bellissimo regalo, mi ha fatto questo bellissimo regalo. Io mi sono impegnato al massimo, ma non pensavo mai di avere questi riconoscimenti. Grazie.
Grazie a lei.
I'm going to try my Italian as well. Such a fantastic honor to have you here, such a well-deserved award. Molte delle migliori squadre in Europa giocano secondo i principi di Sacchi. C'è un allenatore in particolare che più si avvicina ai valori calcistici di lei?
Sì, devo dire che le squadre straniere in generale si avvicinano quasi tutte. In Italia incominciamo a avere qualche squadra che riesce a fare questo, giocare un calcio da protagonista, giocare un calcio divertente, un calcio che dia emozioni. Se questo sport non darà emozioni, perderà appeal, è indubbio. Per dare emozioni è chiaro che ci deve essere un'evoluzione continua, perché oggi il mondo va a delle velocità così supersoniche che in un anno perdi la conoscenza. E questo vale anche nel calcio. Quindi mi auguro di vedere sempre degli spettacoli sportivi e che si vinca col merito, con la bellezza, con le emozioni, con lo spettacolo, col divertimento anche. E che questi 11 facciano squadra. Fare squadra è una delle cose più improbabili.
Fantastic. And as a football fan who grew up in the 80s and 90s, let me just say thank you, because I remember watching those Rossoneri teams. Fantastic. Arrigo Sacchi, congratulations once again for receiving this award tonight and for your career as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, of course, this UEFA Champions League final this season will take place right here in the wonderful city of Istanbul at the Atatürk Olympic Stadium. And our next guest, we could say, is something of a national hero in his home nation, Reshman.
Yeah, he really is, isn't he? A former Turkish international. He's dazzled in his country's run to the UEFA Euro 2008 semi-finals, and he also starred in the UEFA Champions League for the likes of Schalke, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and Galatasaray. Bringing the UEFA Champions League trophy onto the stage, please welcome Hamit Altintop.
Ciao.
Good to see you.
Well done, it looks great.
It's not easy to put this.
I was wondering whether you'd put it straight.
It's perfect.
Well done.
Hamid will, of course, be assisting us with today's draw, and joining him is a former Champions League winner who was part of one of the greatest sides ever to take part in the competition.
We are delighted to welcome the former Barcelona and Manchester City midfielder Yaya Toure.
great to see you. Now, of course, you are meeting again with this trophy. You won it in 2009. Talk about how special it is as a player to win this competition and what you felt back then.
Well, I think, good evening, everyone. I think it's a pleasure, been a pleasure to be here, and pleasure as well to play for this trophy during these old years, is special for me. And I think winning that in 2009 was as well special, because as a young African, dreaming to one day compete for this trophy and be able to win it, I think is something amazing.
Hamid, we call it the greatest club competition on the planet. Every season, you think you can't better what we've just seen, and it just gets bigger and better. We see the comebacks, we see the smaller teams killing the giants. It just thrills you every single season. What is it about this competition, in your mind, that makes it so special?
First of all, it's always nice to be here and be part of the Champions League, especially in Istanbul. And why is this Champions League competition the best in the world? Because the best of the best players playing together and against each other. And what also is important is the organization is managed by great professionals from UEFA team.
I had a couple more questions for you. I wanted to ask you about Manchester City, of course, who you played for several seasons, still looking to lift that trophy for the first time, came so close recently in a final. What's it going to take for them to be able to win it, in your opinion?
Well, in my opinion, I think Man City, every year they have a chance, And I think this year they're going to have a chance, to be honest, with the resource and where they go, I think they can get what they need, I think it's not going to be easy for them, but I think I wish them good luck.
And I have to ask you about your transition to becoming a coach. You've recently joined Tottenham Hotspur's academy. How's that going? How's that transition for you?
The one Tottenham fans. Well, I think. Well, I think, to be honest, I like to take the opportunity to thank Tottenham, family, they've been brilliant, the opportunity given me is amazing, to be honest. I've been working daily there with the fantastic people at the club, Since I arrived there, I feel like I've been in the family already, and I have a lot to say, but, it's amazing what they've been doing for me, and I think I want to say thank to them.
Okay. Glad to hear it's going well.
Yeah, great to see you there, Yaya, between you and me. Now, Hamid, look, it's taken a while for this whole event to come to Istanbul for obvious reasons. But, the Ataturk Olympic Stadium was the scene of one of the greatest ever Champions League finals. Back in 2005, Liverpool's comeback against AC Milan, that winning it on penalty shootouts. How delighted are you just to have it back here?
Finally, it's the final in Istanbul. I think this combination, the best competition, Champions League, with this one of the most beautiful city in the world, Istanbul, was excellent 2005, and it will be excellent 2023 too. And we are really happy. The history, the culture, and the possibility for everyone is really exciting. And we are proud to host this final. We are really good to prepare, and we are waiting. And I wish all teams, all players, all coaches good luck.
Thank you, Hamid. Now, we could keep chatting, but of course you're here. You got a job to do. You're going to help us out with the draw. So if you could please take up your positions as we continue the countdown to get started. So Yaya and Hamid, you can move towards the draw table, please.
Right, so as Pedro was saying, it is almost time to get down to business and start the UEFA Champions League group stage draw. So please welcome to the stage the UEFA Deputy General Secretary, Giorgio Marchetti, and Tobias Hedstück, the UEFA Head of Club Competitions.
Good evening, gentlemen. We're ready. You're ready. Giorgio, I hand the floor over to you.
Thank you, Rajmin. Thank you, Pedro. And of course, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is really wonderful to see you all back in person in this fantastic city, which will host the final of the UEFA Champions League next summer. 32 teams, there are million fans. Everybody will be dreaming of playing that final in Istanbul. And we will shortly find out the paths these teams will take on their quest to make it all the way to the Atatürk Olympic Stadium on the 10th of June. As for the rest of European football, this will be a different UEFA Champions League season due to the World Cup taking place in November and December. However, no doubt that this magnificent competition remains the pinnacle of club football across the globe. All clubs that are here deserve this reward, thanks to their performance last season and in the qualifications this summer. This is the essence of our sport, the essence of European football. All fans, players and clubs have a dream that can come true. Let me finish by wishing all the teams the very best of luck in their European endeavor and, of course, in the world season.
Giorgio, thank you very much for that explanation. Here is a look at now the technical procedure for this season's UEFA Champions League draw.
The 32 teams have been allocated to 4 pots in accordance with the following principles. Pot 1 will comprise the UEFA Champions League title holders Real Madrid CF and the UEFA Europa League title holders Eintracht Frankfurt, as well as the domestic champions of England, Italy, Germany, France, Portugal and Netherlands. The remaining 24 teams have been split into 3 pots based on their position in the UEFA Club Coefficient rankings. Because the same number of UEFA Champions League matches are played on both Tuesdays and Wednesdays, the groups are divided into 2 colours, red for groups A to D and blue for groups E to H. The red groups will play on one match night and the blue groups will play on the other. This will apply on all match days. For TV coverage reasons, every 2 teams from one country are paired in order to be split into the red and blue groups. The teams of Pot 1 will be drawn first. A ball will be drawn at random and opened to display the name. The team drawn is placed in the first available group in alphabetical order from A to H, as indicated by the computer and in accordance with the established principles. For example, if the team drawn has all 8 options from A to H available, it will be automatically allocated to Group A. If the team drawn has 4 options available, from E to H for example, it will be automatically allocated to Group E, and so on. This procedure will be repeated until all the teams in Pot 1 have been allocated to the 8 groups. For Pot 2, a ball will be drawn at random and opened to display the name. The computer will then show which groups are available for this club in accordance with the established principles such as country protection and TV pairings. A draw will then be made to determine which of these available groups the club is assigned to. It must be noted that the number of options available to a team depends not only on the team's own attributes and those of the teams already drawn, but also on the attributes of the other teams still to be drawn. This is due to the computer calculations needed to anticipate all possible scenarios and to prevent any deadlock situation. Once the 8 teams from Pot 2 have each been allocated to a group, the same procedure will apply for Pots 3 and 4 to complete all the groups. Once the draw procedure has been completed, a computer draw will determine the final position of the teams within each group, as the position in the group determines the match schedule. In this respect, the computer will ensure that stadium and city clashes are taken into account.
So that's how it all works, with 32 teams earning their right to fight for European football's biggest club prize. Let's take a look at the teams in Pot 1. Reshmin, some fantastic teams there in pot one. Wouldn't expect anything else from this competition. Let's kick it all off. Giorgio, over to you.
Thank you, Pedro. So this is the moment that everybody awaits at this time of the year to know what will happen in the UEFA Champions League. So, yeah, you have a big responsibility. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Happy?
Yeah.
Not afraid?
No.
Okay. Let's go. We go. Pot one, the champions, European champions and domestic champions. And we see who's the first name of this season.
Ajax.
So the first team drawn for the 22-23 campaign is Ajax, and Ajax obviously will take position in the first group, which is Group A. Yeah, another ball, please. So Ajax, the first name, 4-time winners of the competition, which makes them the most successful Dutch club in the European competition. Second team.
FC Porto.
So this time is FC Porto. So the champions of Portugal, Porto, and Porto can take a position in Group B. Another team is ready to come out. Twice winners, Porto, last time in 2004. And the only Portuguese clubs to win the tournament in the UEFA Champions League era.
FC Bayern Munich.
Now we have FC Bayern Munich, and Bayern will go into Group C. Please, Bayern having won the trophy 6 times and unbeaten in group stage for almost 5 seasons or 28 matches, which we'll see if someone will be able to defeat Bayern in this group phase. First, we have to see their group.
Frankfurt.
Now we have, again from Germany, Eintracht Frankfurt, earning pot one thanks to their victory in the UEFA Europa League last season. Another team, please. Eintracht is back in this competition from 1960, where they played an incredible final in front of an attendance of 127,000 people at Hampden Park in Glasgow.
AC Milan.
AC Milan, they go into the next group, which is Group E, for the 7-time winners of the trophy. The Italian club with the most of the European trophies. They were also the first club winning it in 1963.
Real Madrid.
And the next club drawn is Real Madrid. Real Madrid can go into Group F. Thank you, Yaya. Next team. So, title holders this year, led by Carlo Ancelotti, the only coach with 4 trophies of the UEFA Champions League as a coach. Congratulations, Carlo. And let's see.
Manchester City FC.
And now it's the turn of the English champions of Manchester City, which can take position in Group G. G for Manchester City, only one name is left in the pot. Obviously, we have to conclude the round. And after the team of Pep Guardiola, we allocate now
FC Paris Saint-Germain.
Paris Saint-Germain, of course, the finalist of 2020, and they go into Group H, the last group available. This is all for pot one, and the floor is back to you.
Giorgio, thank you very much. So we have our first teams in their groups. We're a quarter of the way through. Let's take a look at the teams in pot two. 8 more teams set to discover their fate. Let's not keep them waiting any longer. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you. So 8 more teams, and now we really start seeing who will play who. So that's where the draw enters its suspense. Yaya, first team drawn of pot number 2. Here we are.
RB Leipzig.
First name is RB Leipzig. And for Leipzig, 4 are the options. Groups E, F, G, or H. For this club who played the semi-final in 2020. And now Amit will soon tell us in which group they are going to play. So, who will have to face RB Leipzig?
Group F.
Group F. Group F means that Leipzig will challenge the title holders of Real Madrid in Group F. Let's go with another team, please. So after Real Madrid and Leipzig, now we see what will happen in another group.
Juventus.
Juventus. So Juventus has 2 options possible at this stage. These options are Group G or Group H for the Italian side, ready to cross the bar of 300 matches played in this competition, which would make them the 4th team being at that level. Only 5 matches to go for them.
Group H.
Group H will be the group of Juventus, meaning that Juventus will face Paris Saint-Germain. And after Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain, we are ready to see another interesting pairing. Exciting, I would say. But it cannot be different with these teams.
Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham Hotspur. So for Tottenham Hotspur, let's see. We have 5 possibilities. So the possibilities are groups A, B, C, D, and E for Tottenham. That you will remember were finalists 3 years ago, 2019. 5th time they appear in the last 7 seasons in the UEFA Champions League.
Group D.
D is the group of Tottenham Hotspur together with Eintracht Frankfurt. So, please, Yaya. So, the first winner of the UEFA Cup, Tottenham Hotspur, against the last winner of the UEFA Europa League, Eintracht Frankfurt. And the next team is
FC Liverpool.
FC Liverpool. Liverpool can play in 3 groups, Group A, B, or C. For Liverpool, the English team with the club with most trophies in their showcase in England. No other English club has won more than 3. And they played last year their 10th final.
Group A.
So this time Liverpool will start facing Ajax in Group A. So we have Ajax and Liverpool there. So we're halfway through. Yep. Or 2 now. Yaya, please. Let's go ahead and let's complete the other groups, B, C, E, and G.
FC Sevilla.
So we start now with FC Sevilla. And for Sevilla, 3 are the groups, the possible groups, B, C, and G. Sevilla at the 8th time in the UEFA Champions League, 6 of which in the last 8 seasons. So the group of Sevilla will be shown very soon.
Group G.
Group G for Sevilla, which puts them together with Manchester City in Group G. 3 teams, 3 groups are left. 2 from Spain and 1 from England. And here we are with
FC Barcelona.
FC Barcelona, with Barcelona having the possibility to play in 2 of the 3 groups open, and the groups are B or C. Barcelona, which missed out on the knockout phase for the first time last season after 17 successive seasons. So, where are they going to play?
Group C.
In Group C. Group C together with Bayern, and they will repeat the challenge that they had already last season. So 2 teams are left, and 2 groups are open, of course. Let's see the first one.
FC Chelsea.
Chelsea has only one option possible. This option is Group E, where they are going to find AC Milan. Yaya, show us the last team so that we are sure that also Pot 2 is concluded regularly. Last team of Pot number 2.
Atletico Madrid.
That is, of course, Atletico de Madrid, and the group of Atletico de Madrid will be Group B, where they will find FC Porto. This is all, so 50% of the groups are now known, and more is to come.
We're halfway there, aren't we, Giorgio? Already some great ties. Yeah. How about Bayern Munich, Barcelona?
How about it?
How about it? PSG, Juventus. I'm liking the look of these already.
Yeah, shaping up very nicely indeed. Let's have a look at the teams in Pot 3 now. So 16 teams down, 16 to go. Some great clubs in this pot, including 3 former winners. Giorgio, over to you.
That's true, and many say that it is pot 3 deciding how tough a group is. So let's see. This is pot 3 with the great names which are ready to join the teams which are already allocated to groups. first team of Pot 3.
Napoli.
Napoli. So the first team of Pot 3 is Italian. It is Napoli. Napoli has 4 of the 8 groups possible. The 4 groups which are open for Napoli are Group A, B, C, and D. Napoli, which is unbeaten at home in the last 2 UEFA Champions League group stage campaigns.
Group A.
Group A, and Napoli in Group A will find Ajax and Liverpool. Another team.
Yep.
And another group. It's getting more and more exciting.
FC Salzburg.
Now FC Salzburg. Salzburg can be allocated without any condition to any of the 7 groups which are left. So groups from B to H, no conditions for Salzburg, which made the round of 16 for the first time in their history last season at their 4th successive appearance in the UEFA Champions League group stage now. The group of Salzburg.
Group A.
Group E. And in Group E, they will play against AC Milan and Chelsea FC. We want to see another team. So Group A and E have 3 teams now. 6 groups await their team.
Benfica.
Now we go with SL Benfica. And for Benfica, 3 are the options, F, G, or H for the 2-time winners. And by the way, congratulations, as their youth team won last weekend the Intercontinental Under-20 Cup in Uruguay, beating Peñarol 1-0 in a packed Estadio del Centenario. Great event, and congratulations.
Group H.
H is the group of Benfica together with Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus. So Yaya, we need now to see and to know a 4th team to be allocated out of this spot.
Borussia Dortmund.
Borussia Dortmund. For Borussia Dortmund, we don't have a draw because the only group available due to the conditions is Group G. And in Group G, Borussia Dortmund will face the opposition of Manchester City and Sevilla. So we are ready for another one. After Borussia Dortmund appearing for the 11th time in the last 12 seasons in the UEFA Champions League.
Bayern Leverkusen.
And again, from Germany, Bayer Leverkusen. And again, we don't have options, so the only option available to Bayer Leverkusen is Group B. And in Group B, Leverkusen will join FC Porto and Club Atlético de Madrid. Only 3 teams left in this draw. Let's see where they will, these 3 teams will go. We start now with
Sporting Club.
With Sporting Club, Sporting Clube de Portugal. They have no indications, so 3 groups, C, D, and F are possible for Sporting Clube de Portugal. And their 10th appearance in the group stage. Let's see the group of Sporting.
D.
Group D for Sporting, and Sporting will find there Eintracht Frankfurt and Tottenham Hotspur. Let's go with the second last of this group, of this spot, sorry.
FC Shakhtar Donetsk.
FC Shakhtar Donetsk. Shakhtar Donetsk can only be allocated to Group F. F together with Real Madrid and RB Leipzig. So only one team we have now in this spot. And let's see the name of the team and the group. It looks pretty obvious as we have one team and one group, but we need to see the name.
Inter Milan.
The name is Inter, and the group is Group C, together with Bayern and together with FC Barcelona. So that's all for the third part. The floor is back to you.
Wow, excitement in the room, can definitely feel it. Groups taking shape. So difficult to highlight 2 or 3 because there's so much quality in the competition, but we have to look at Group C, don't we? With all the history that's there. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Internazionale, great one. PSG, Juventus, Benfica, another one to highlight. And perhaps Milan, Chelsea, and Salzburg. Yeah, Rashmin, amazing. And there's still 8 teams left to go.
I know. There are still 8 teams left. Let's take a look at that fourth and final pot. Okay, well, those are the final teams. We're almost there. Gentlemen, back to you.
Yes, if you want to know everything about Champions League this season, we need to know where these teams are going to play. So pot 4, to complete the groups. We start with this team.
FC Celtic.
Okay, so the first team is Celtic FC from Glasgow. All groups are possible for Celtic. Celtic, I think we should remind it, is the team, the club, which took for the first time the trophy from Southern Europe to Northern Europe in 1967. Until that point, it had been an affair only for teams from Spain, Portugal, and Italy. And thanks to Celtic, it went for the first time north. Winners in 1967.
Group F.
Group F. So in Group F is the first group to be completed. Real Madrid, Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Celtic FC. So, the next team?
Yep.
Next team is?
Olympique de Marseille.
So, next club is Olympique de Marseille. They can be allocated to 4 groups, A to D. the club lifting the UEFA Champions League trophy for the first time since the restyling of the competition, 1993. And the group of Marseille is
Group D.
Group D. And in Group D, now we have Eintracht Frankfurt, Tottenham Hotspur, Sporting Clube, and Olympique de Marseille. We go ahead. We are ready to see the next name. Thanks to the very professional work that Yaya is doing for us.
Thank you. FC Copenhagen.
FC Copenhagen. So Copenhagen, the Danish champions, so 6 options. So all the available groups, Group A, Group B, C, E, G, and H. For Copenhagen back in the group stage of Champions League since 2016-2017. And they are the only Danish clubs ever able to qualify to the knockout phase of Champions League as they did in 2011.
Group G.
G is the group of Copenhagen together with Manchester City, Sevilla, and Borussia Dortmund. Another club, please.
Club Brugge.
Club Brugge, or Bruges. For Bruges, the groups still open are possible. A, B, C, E, and H. For the finalists of 1978, the only club from Belgium able to reach the final of this competition. Now that they are playing for the 5th successive year in the UEFA Champions League group stage, let's see where they will have to go and which teams they will have to face.
It's Group B.
B. B is the group of Bruges, and Group B is so completed with Porto, Atletico Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, and Club Brugge. Only 4 teams, and we will know everything.
FC Rangers.
Rangers. Group A or C from Rangers. After 15 years, we have again 2 teams from Scotland in group stage. Both Rangers and Celtic having qualified. Rangers, thanks to a brilliant win yesterday evening at the house of PSV Eindhoven, trailing playoff.
Group A.
Group A is the group of Rangers together with Ajax, Liverpool, and Napoli. Let's go with the last third. 3 teams are still in the pot. GNK Dynamo, Victoria Pilsen, and Maccabi Haifa.
Dinamo Zagreb.
Dinamo Zagreb is drawn now. They can be allocated irrespectively to the 3 groups C, E, and H. 8 participation in group stage for Dinamo. And 3 possibilities for them. So, this is the group that Hamid has drawn for them.
Group E.
Group E. And in Group E, they find Milan, Chelsea, and Salzburg. So, only 2 teams. Thank you very much. Great job. Let's see where Victoria Pilsen and Maccabi Haifa are going to be allocated.
FC Maccabi Haifa.
FC Maccabi Haifa. So for Maccabi, either group is possible now, Group C or Group H. So we will proceed with the last draw of this evening. Two possibilities. Group of Maccabi is
Group H.
It's Group H. So Group H for Maccabi Haifa, together with Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus, Benfica, and obviously now Yaya will give us the last name of this draw. Everybody knows. We want to see it pop up on the ball.
Victoria Pilsen.
And the name is the one of Victoria Pilsen. So Victoria Pilsen, being the last club, is joining Group C. And in Group C, they will play against Bayern München, Barcelona, and FC Internazionale Milano. This is all. Thank you very much. You're very professional, Yaya. Thanks.
Thank you.
And the floor is back to Rejmin and Pedro. Thank you.
So the lineup of the groups is complete. Let's have a look at all 8 of them, starting in alphabetical order. Obviously, with Group A, we'll have Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, and Rangers. It's Porto, Atletico de Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, and Club Brugge in Group B.
In Group C, we have Bayern München, Barcelona, Internazionale Milano, and Victoria Pilsen. Group D, Eintracht Frankfurt, Tottenham Hotspur, Sporting Club de Portugal, and Olympique de Marseille.
That's right. In Group B, we've got AC Milan, Chelsea, Salzburg, and Dinamo. In F, it's Real Madrid, RB Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Celtic.
Okay, Group G, Manchester City, Sevilla, Borussia Dortmund, and FC Copenhagen. And completing the lineup, Group H, it's Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus, Benfica, and Maccabi Haifa.
All the pieces of the puzzle are there. We'd like to thank our special guests, Yaya Touré and Hamid Altintop. Thank you very much. You were great during this draw. Tobias and obviously Giorgio for leading the proceedings. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for helping us with the group stage draw for the next season.
Very exciting, isn't it, Pedro?
Yeah, no doubt about it, but we're not done.
We're still not done, are we? Because the draw is done. But it is time now to focus on this evening's awards. Well, the award winners were voted for by a jury composed of coaches of national and club teams participating in UEFA competitions, together with a group of journalists selected by the European sports media.
That's absolutely correct. In a moment, we'll be revealing the nominees for our men's and women's player of the year. But first up, it's time for the UEFA Women's Coach of the Year. And let me tell you who the 3 nominees are. You can see them on screen here on stage. It is Lyon's Champions League winning coach, Sonia Bonpastor, Martina Voss-Tecklenburg, the coach of Germany's UEFA Women's Euro finalists, and also the coach of England's triumphant UEFA Women's Euro side, Sarina Wiegman. So, with no further ado, let's find out who the winner is.
Thank you very much, and I'm sorry I can't be with you today. It's really nice to receive this very great award, and I'm very honored and humbled. Thank you also for voting, and I would like to congratulate Sonia and Martina with their nomination and with their great achievement with their teams. This award is really for everyone that's involved with the England team, the FA, the staff, and of course, and most of all the players. Thank you very much. things have been set in place since I started with the team in September. Things have gone really well. We've really enjoyed it and we've performed at our highest level. Our fans have been very great too, so thank you fans for supporting us so much. Now we're looking forward again. Hopefully we'll qualify for the World Cup, and then next year we go to the World Cup and trying to improve the game, perform ourselves and enjoy the game, of course. Thanks again, enjoy today and see you soon.
Congratulations to Sarina Wiegman for winning the award. It's right here in front of us, and of course, we'll make sure she gets it. Also, congratulations to Sarina for that wonderful campaign at the Euro this past summer. What a tournament that was, and managing to claim the title for the Lionesses.
Absolutely right. I definitely enjoyed that. I have to be a little bit biased there. Okay, next up is the award for the UEFA Men's Coach of the Year, and here are your nominees. Carlo Ancelotti, who guided Real Madrid to La Liga title and the UEFA Champions League. Pep Guardiola, whose Manchester City side won their 4th Premier League title in 5 years. And Jurgen Klopp, who led Liverpool to 2 trophies last season, as well as the Champions League final.
And before we reveal the winner, please welcome back on stage the UEFA President, Alexander Ceferin. Great to see you back. The suspense builds. And Reshman, you can ask the president to reveal.
Well, exactly, because they are 3 pretty big names in the world of coaching. I imagine it's hard to choose from them. So who has the jury gone for?
Men's Coach of the Year is Carlo Ancelotti.
And before Carlo comes on stage, let's take a look at some of the highlights from last season.
Thank you.
Lovely moment. Carlo, we've got a few questions for you, but I believe you'd like to say a few words before then.
Yes, thank you to UEFA for this award. I have, I think, what a night. I said tonight. I said this a lot of time last season. What a night. In the last 16, the quarterfinal, and the semi-final. I have to, first of all, I have the possibility to thank Enrico that was a fantastic teacher at the start of my career. I have to say thanks to a lot of people, my players. I have to say thanks to my club, my staff. I have to say thanks to our supporter for our amazing night at Santiago Bernabeu. I have to say thanks to my president that gave me the possibility to return to Madrid. At the end, I hope don't forget anyone, all my family, my wife, that give me the space to do my job, my son and assistant Davide, my daughter Katia, and then Conchita, Chloe, Angela, Anna, Nino, Alessandro, Andrea, Aurora, Leonardo e Lucas.
Okay.
I have 5 grandchildren, and so
it takes a while. Carlo, you've been obviously at the top of the football world and European football for so long. You won your first Champions League as coach in 2003. You win another one last season. This longevity and this winning attitude, what's the magic formula for you? And how do you pass this winning attitude to your teams?
Magic formula, personally, the passion that I have for this sport. Second, quality of the players that you have to manage. The last season was a special season because there was, in the dressing room, a fantastic connection between the experience of the veterans and the energy of the younger. We were able to have a good connection there, and then after that, a fantastic chemistry into the stadium with our supporter that helped us to reach an unbelievable achievement.
Rashmin.
Carlo, I want to ask you about, I want to ask you about one player in particular who's really thrived under you, two particular phases of his career, Karim Benzema. I mean, he has been a central figure for a while in attack, but he's played alongside other key players. This season was really all about him. He scored 15 goals en route to the final. How impressed are you at how his individual game has evolved?
Really impressed. I think everyone in the world was impressed about the performances of Karim. Karim is not only a striker, he's not only a top scorer, he's a fantastic football player. He plays football really, really well. And after that, he supports this with great attitude, day by day. Compared to the last year, I think in this year he improved his knowledge. He knows really well the game, how manage the game, the time of the game. And his leadership. He's a strong leader in the dressing room. He's a good friend of mine. That is important. This is not the reason because he's going to play. He's going to play because he's the best.
Yeah.
And that's it. We are lucky to have Karim. I think everyone at Real Madrid thinks that we are lucky to have Karim. We have to say football is lucky to see Karim play.
You know, but you say that you are... Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned that you are friends with Karim, friends with, the other players. They speak so highly of you. Everything I hear from the outside, we all hear, is that the players love playing for you. How do you foster that sort of environment?
I think to have a good relationship is really important. A relationship based on the respect is very important. Sometimes the fact that you have to choose players to put on the pitch or on the bench affect a little bit the relationship. But I try to explain them that there is a player and there is a person. I am not a manager. I do a manager. It's my job. I am a person. And the player are the same.
Wow. Amazing insight here on stage from Carlo Ancelotti, one of the greats in European and world football. Congratulations again to you, Carlo, also to Serena Wiegman for winning the men's and women's Coach of the Year. The UEFA president stays on stage. We've got a couple of more awards to go. The penultimate one is the UEFA Women's Player of the Year. Here are the nominees.
Three extraordinarily talented athletes there. We'll be finding out which one of them is our Women's Player of the Year in just a moment. But for now, we're going to look at the three footballers who've been nominated for the Men's Award. Three really iconic athletes there. But ladies first, Mr. President, let's find out the winner of the UEFA Women's Player of the Year.
Women's Player of the Year is Alexia Putellas.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Alexia Putellas. Enhorabuena.
Gracias.
Una vez más, la segunda temporada que ganas este premio. Quiero que me digas, por favor, cómo te sientes por ganar el premio, pero también cómo estás de tu lesión, cómo va la recuperación.
Bueno, muy contenta de conseguir, bueno, pues segundo año consecutivo este premio y más pues en estos momentos, ¿no? Que por desgracia no puedo hacer lo que más me gusta y bueno, la verdad que es una motivación volver a estar aquí y bueno, el año que viene igual es un poco complicado, pero bueno, estoy deseando volver a jugar, a entrenar, a poder ejercer mi profesión, que es lo que más me gusta, y en eso estoy recuperándome de día a día.
Muy bien.
Alexia, antes de ser lesionado, tuviste una temporada increíble con tu club, el Barça, máxima goleadora en esta competición, con 11 goles. Yo sé que no termino como querías, pero ¿cuál era el momento más especial para ti en esta temporada?
El más especial, yo creo que, bueno, sin duda los 2 partidos en el Camp Nou, que bueno, voy a aprovechar también para agradecer al club. Sin duda cumplí un sueño que todos los culés y ahora todas las culés también pueden tener, que es jugar en el Camp Nou lleno.
Sí, y es la pregunta que tengo para ti, tiene que ver con eso, con la emoción que nosotros vivimos ahora por el fútbol femenino. Creo que fue un año histórico para el fútbol femenino, con el Euro que UEFA organizó. Sé que no pudiste jugar, pero seguiste seguramente con la emoción en los estadios llenos, el Camp Nou con el récord que tuve de más de 90.000 aficionados. ¿Cómo ves tu papel a promover el fútbol femenino?
No, bueno, mi papel pues el mismo que el del equipo, ¿no? Que aprovecho para agradecer a todas las compañeras, a todo el cuerpo técnico, bueno, trabajadores, tanto del club como de la selección, porque sin duda me ayudan a seguir creciendo, aprendiendo día a día. Por eso también estoy recogiendo este premio, así que se lo quiero también dedicar a todos ellos. Y bueno, mi papel, yo no hago otra cosa que hacerlo lo mejor que sé, que es jugar al fútbol, intentar hacer que la gente se emocione, ganar siempre que pueda y bueno, estoy deseando volver a hacerlo, la verdad.
Y lo haces muy bien, tu papel. Enhorabuena, Alexia. Okay, it's time to reveal the winner of the UEFA Men's Player of the Year. I have the magic envelope here for you, Mr. President.
Final award of the evening.
Men's Player of the Year is Karim Benzema.
Merci.
Karim, félicitations.
Merci beaucoup.
C'est incroyable de vous voir ici et après une saison magnifique aussi. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire pour vous de gagner ce trophée pour la première fois?
Bah, déjà, je suis vraiment content, fier d'être ici. Donc déjà, je vais remercier mon club, le Real Madrid, mon président et mon coach qui est ici, ainsi que tous mes coéquipiers, parce que sans eux, je ne peux pas gagner ce genre de trophée. Pour moi, le plus important à chaque fois, c'est de gagner des trophées collectifs. Et comme je le dis à chaque fois, quand on fait les choses bien sur le terrain, derrière, il y a les choses individuelles. Mais je suis vraiment heureux et fier de mon parcours.
Karim, c'était une saison fantastique pour toi. Est-ce qu'il y a un moment plus important que vous vous souvenez maintenant?
Je pense que c'était une saison, que ce soit en Liga ou en Ligue des Champions. Mais on va dire le match retour contre le Paris Saint-Germain, à la maison avec l'aide du public, de tous les supporters. Et voilà, on a réussi à retourner le match pour pouvoir aller plus loin, nous donner beaucoup de confiance et montrer qu'on était la meilleure équipe.
Très bien.
C'est vrai, le match de Paris, parce qu'il y a eu quelques moments cette saison que vous, comme une équipe, auriez pu, ou peut-être auriez dû sortir de cette compétition. Quelques moments, hein? Mais vous avez fait les remontadas.
Non,
incroyable.
Mais le football, c'est difficile. Il y a des moments où on se fait dominer, où il faut rester présent, ce qu'on a fait. Et à Madrid, on lâche jamais. Et on sait que même si on perd au match aller, au match retour, avec la force de nos supporters, on peut réussir à remonter les scores et à gagner les matchs.
Karim, finalement, une autre question pour moi. Je voudrais demander, Carlo Ancelotti était là pour son prix. Il a dit des mots très fantastiques sur vous. Qu'est-ce que signifie, Carlo, pour vous comme entraîneur et personne?
Pour moi, déjà, comme entraîneur, c'est le meilleur entraîneur du monde. Parce que, déjà, avec tous les joueurs, il est droit. Il nous dit ce qui ne va pas. Et ensuite, c'est un grand professionnel. Il nous donne beaucoup de confiance. Avant les matchs, il nous parle un petit peu parce qu'il sait ce qu'on doit faire sur le terrain. J'ai une très bonne relation avec lui. Donc ça se passe très bien et je suis content que c'est mon entraîneur et j'espère qu'il restera longtemps à Madrid parce que c'est le meilleur.
Karim, félicitations.
Merci.
Enhorabuena. Alexia as well. Congratulations to both our winners, the UEFA Men's and Women's Player of the Year, Alexia Putellas and Karim Benzema.
Final round of applause to them. And with this magnificent moment, we're going to bring this show to an end. Amazing to have all this star power. I'd like to thank everyone who is here on stage, the UEFA president as well. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here in Istanbul for this event.
Yeah, well, the UEFA Champions League group stage kicks off, would you believe, in just 12 days' time on the 6th of September. So we wish all the clubs taking part in this year's competition the very best of luck.
From Reshmin and myself, everyone here on stage, to everyone watching around the world and obviously here as well, thank you so much for joining us. See you soon. Have a good night.